Have you ever watched The Lion King and remembered Pumbaa, the cheerful warthog who never seemed afraid of anything in the wild? Though life is nothing like the movie, a real warthog faces dangers every single day. Lions, leopards, packs of hungry hyenas. And with 4 sharp tusks and a fearless charge, it's more than capable of standing its ground. But none of those predators are its worst enemy. The creature that causes the most misery is so small, it's easy to miss. It doesn't roar, it doesn't chase, it doesn't attack with claws or teeth. Instead, it waits quietly, clinging to the warthog's skin day after day, leaving behind constant irritation that never seems to end. Not far away, another family is beginning its morning. They're much smaller, much quicker, and focused on one thing alone: finding enough food before the African savannah becomes dangerous. At first glance, these 2 animals couldn't be more different. One is powerful enough to confront large predators. The other survives by staying together and avoiding trouble whenever possible. Nothing about them suggests they belong in the same story. And yet, in just a few minutes, their paths will cross. One will willingly let the other climb across its face, around its ears, and over its shoulders, without putting up any fight at all. It sounds unbelievable, but on the African savannah, survival sometimes depends on trusting the last animal you would ever expect. An adult warthog is an impressive animal. Fully grown, it can weigh close to 500 pounds. Thick muscles support its heavy body, and 4 long tusks curve outward from its mouth like natural weapons. They're built for one purpose: defense. When danger appears, a warthog doesn't always run. If a lion gets too close, if a leopard refuses to back away, the warthog is prepared to charge. One powerful thrust from those tusks is often enough to make a predator reconsider. For an animal that spends its life surrounded by danger, confidence is sometimes its greatest defense. But strength has limits. There is one enemy those tusks can't stab, one enemy too small to chase away: ticks. The warthog doesn't simply ignore the problem, it fights back the only ways it knows how. When that isn't enough, it throws its weight onto the dusty ground, rolling from one side to the other. Dirt flies into the air, but the relief never lasts. It scratches at its neck with a hind leg. It shakes its head over and over. Its ears twitch constantly, trying to dislodge the tiny pests buried deep inside. For a moment, it almost looks like it's working, but it isn't. The ticks hidden inside the folds of its skin stay exactly where they are. No matter how much effort the warthog puts in, the same irritation keeps coming back. It's fighting a battle it can win with strength. While the warthog struggles with an enemy it can't reach, another family is beginning its own morning routine nearby. Their day follows a completely different rhythm. They don't rely on size or power. They survive through teamwork, constant awareness, and knowing exactly when to move. And without realizing it, they're about to find the perfect meal. Not far from the warthog, a family of banded mongoose spreads across the grass in search of breakfast. They don't wander alone, they move together, each animal playing its own part. Most keep their noses close to the ground. But while everyone else is focused on finding food, one member of the family has a completely different job. It stands upright, perfectly still, watching everything around it. Out here, danger can appear without warning. Every second matters. And the group depends on that single lookout to spot trouble before it's too late. The moment something seems wrong, the warning comes. One sharp alarm call cuts through the quiet morning. The reaction is immediate. There is no hesitation. Every mongoose abandons its search at once and races back toward the safety of the burrow. Only after the danger has passed do they slowly return and continue exactly where they left off. That simple routine keeps the family alive in a place filled with predators. This morning begins no differently. The group spreads out once again, searching patiently across the savannah. Then, something unexpected appears ahead. A mother warthog, and beside her, a young piglet. The mongooses don't stop because they're interested in the warthogs themselves. What catches their attention is something much smaller and far more valuable. The mother's body is covered with food. The family of mongooses slows to a stop. From a distance, the mother warthog looks like any other large animal crossing the grass. But the closer they get, the more obvious the opportunity becomes. Her body is covered with ticks. For the mongooses, it's a meal waiting to be picked clean. One mongoose cautiously steps forward, not too fast, not too close. Every movement is careful, as if it's testing how the giant animal will react. The mother warthog notices the tiny visitor immediately. She could easily chase it away with one quick movement. A single swing of her head would send the little hunter running. But she doesn't. Instead, she does something almost impossible to predict. Slowly, she bends her front legs. Her heavy body lowers toward the ground. Then she drops her head until it rests only inches above the grass. She simply waits. The first mongoose hesitates for only a moment before stepping onto her shoulder. Nothing happens, no charge, no angry snort, no sudden movement. Seeing that it's safe, the rest of the family quickly joins in. Within seconds, several mongooses are scattered across the warthog's body, each choosing a different place to search. Without a single sound between them, both animals seem to understand exactly why they're here. The strange partnership has begun. Now, the real work begins. Each mongoose focuses on a different part of the mother's body. Some move across her shoulders, others climb higher, toward her neck and ears, where the parasites have been hiding for days. They're searching for only one thing, ticks. The moment one is found, it disappears with a quick bite, then another, and another. The mongooses move with surprising speed, rarely staying in one place for long. Through it all, the mother warthog barely moves. Only moments ago, she couldn't stop shaking her head. Now, everything is different. She remains completely still. For both sides, the arrangement couldn't be simpler. One family finds an easy meal, the other finally gets relief.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
For a few peaceful minutes, the noisy struggle against the ticks comes to an end. But on the African savannah, calm rarely lasts for long. The quiet moment doesn't last. While the others are busy feeding, one mongoose suddenly stops. Instead of searching for another tick, it rises onto its hind legs, stretching as high as it can. Its eyes sweep across the open grassland, carefully checking every direction. For a second, nothing moves. Then it sees something. The lookout freezes. A sharp alarm call breaks the silence. The change is instant. Every mongoose abandons its meal without hesitation, and they leap from the warthog's back and race across the grass toward the safety of their burrow. There is no confusion, no delay. Each one knows exactly what to do. The mother warthog reacts just as quickly. She lifts her head, turns toward her piglet, and immediately leads the youngster away from the open ground. Whatever comfort she had found only moments earlier no longer matters. Now, survival comes first. In the distance, a lioness is approaching. She isn't charging, she doesn't need to. Her presence alone is enough to end the strange partnership in an instant. Just seconds ago, the savannah felt peaceful. Now every animal is focused on the same goal: find cover, stay alive. The cleaning is over, or at least that's what it seems. Several minutes pass. The grass grows quiet again. The lookout mongoose slowly emerges from the burrow and carefully studies the open plain once more. Nothing appears to be moving. Now, the danger has passed. One by one, the rest of the family follows. Their search for food begins again. Not far away, the mother warthog also steps out from cover, her piglet staying close beside her as always. Almost immediately, the two families cross paths once more. There is no hesitation, no sign of fear from either side. The mongooses climb back onto the warthog, exactly as they did before, returning to the same unfinished task, as though the interruption had never happened. The mother stands quietly once again, allowing the tiny animals to continue removing the parasites she could never reach by herself. Nothing has changed. The meal continues, the relief continues. After a while, the last few ticks are gone, and the work is finally complete. Without ceremony, the mongooses climb down and continue searching through the grass for whatever food they can find next. The mother warthog gives a quiet snort before leading her piglet away. Their paths separate as naturally as they came together. The encounter ends as quietly as it began. The banded mongooses disappear into the grass, continuing their search for the next meal. The mother warthog walks away with her piglet.
In the wild, that can make all the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference.